And for the purpose of a nomination, Chair recognizes Senator Creem.
President, I rise to place in nomination as President of the Massachusetts State Senate the name of the Honorable Karen E. Spilka, a distinguished senator from Ashland who represents the 2nd Middlesex and Norfolk District. Senator Spilka has already proven to be an effective leader of this historic body. She has already shown us her diligence, her intellect, and her collaborative spirit in developing and advocating for initiatives important to all of us members, as well as the people of our state. Justice Sandra Day O'Connor once noted, "We don't accomplish anything in this world alone, and whatever happens is the result of the whole tapestry of one's life and all the weaving of individual threads from one to another that creates something." Karen would be the first to acknowledge the truth of these statements. Karen came to Boston to attend Northeastern Law School. Many lawyers, upon graduation, go on to adversarial and often quite lucrative legal work, but not Karen. She opted instead for the kind of law that was in keeping with her broader vision of society. She went into community mediation and arbitration, and if you think about that, that has been her approach to her work here in the Senate as well. We already know from her leadership here that as she is a change maker for the public good and a woman who leads by doing the work and sharing the credit. Her public record of accomplishment is impressive, but it is her personal story that makes me so excited about this opportunity to nominate her. She grew up in Yonkers, New York, and went upstate to attend Cornell University. And one of my favorite stories is about the time that she graduated, her car broke down. She didn't have a job. She was worried about it. Like most of us, she brought her car to a garage. But then Karen found out how much it would cost. So she bought the manual, read it, and learned how to do it herself. That was just the beginning. Apparently, she even had a lift installed in her home garage, and to this day, she does many of her own repairs. And I hear her rates are very reasonable. Curious and undaunted by obstacles, that's how I think of Karen, someone who doesn't see any kind of ceiling, glass or otherwise. She is always willing to put in the time and effort and learn more. On a personal level, Karen has been there for her family. When health care and other issues have arisen, she has always stepped up, again, acquiring the necessary knowledge to know what to do and be useful. Working with medical advisors, she was able to help evaluate and assist with different medications and regimes to treat her father's lifelong psychological issues, resulting from the trauma of military service for our country. And she was a lifelong advocate for her sister, Susie. Susie worked and played hard as a child and adult, and Karen and her family made sure she was not discriminated against or treated any differently because of her Down syndrome. I was lucky to have met Susie here in this chamber and to see the closeness of the sisters. I saw how much Susie loved and admired and how very proud she was of Karen, and I saw how much Karen cared and loved her sister. When Susie was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, Karen was her strongest supporter, making sure Susie received care with dignity and love. That's who Karen is. And these personal life experiences are woven into who Karen is, what she stands for, and what she will fight for to better the lives of people in our Commonwealth. Karen has shown us unwavering commitment to better health care, including equity in mental health coverage and access to affordable care, including prescription drugs for all people. She has worked to remove barriers for individuals whose equal rights were not guaranteed, and to remove barriers that prevented equal access, whether it was discrimination by gender, race, income, or disability. In this building, we have seen Karen's passion for taking on large and complicated issues. and her sensible even-handedness in working together with fellow senators to resolve differences. We know her success with the difficult and contentious task of developing and negotiating state budgets. We have seen her stand firm and strong on equal rights, equal pay, and on reforming our juvenile justice system, and so many other issues of basic fairness. She has done so by working with others, working with each and every one of us, with advocates on different sides of an issue, with the minority party, and of course, our colleagues in the House and the corner office. Karen has shown us that she will listen to good ideas, wherever they come from, and incorporate them to make legislation better. I've often been so surprised to hear Karen say, "Oh, I never thought of that. That's a wonderful idea." And she will not be outworked when it comes to fixing the pressing issues facing our constituents in our state. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has said, "Fight for the things you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you." This is the type of leader Karen has been for so many years. And now I ask you to join me in supporting Karen as she works with us and for us to fight for the environment, for public education, for equality and civil rights, for economic growth, public transportation, and so many of the other issues that we care so deeply about. It has been my pleasure to serve with Karen in this chamber for more than a decade, and I am proud the way she has led the Senate. And now I'm so proud to formally nominate my friend and colleague, Karen Spilka, to be the President of the Massachusetts State Senate. Thank you.